Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Airspeed Reads Naruto video. This one is going to be for volume 59 of the manga. Really nice cover on this one with the 5 Kage. As you can see, I like the kind of thick outlines on this one and the really good coloring. It's makes for a very notable cover. Naruto's there, but he's not the absolute focus of the cover. They are emphasizing a big moment that happens in this volume with the 5 Kage, of course, coming together to fight Madara when he enters the battlefield. So, cover really nicely done this time. This volume is called the 5 Kage, and it is a 10-chapter volume. We cover 556 to 565, Gaara vs. Mizukage, Steam Imp, Kabuto's Trump Card, Reinforcements, Uchiha Madara, Power of a Name, Reclamation, the 5 Kage, Nobody, and Jinchuriki vs. Jinchuriki. So yeah, very solid volume. I really enjoyed this one. It has a lot of a decent amount of big notable moments. The 5 Kage entering the battlefield, the Madara entering the battlefield on the bad guy side of things, being resurrected like that. The what that means for who we've known as Madara up to now, and just that mystery of like, wait, if this is Madara resurrected, who's been Toby this entire time? And it's this really nice mystery presented. And then there's other stuff like I said from some of the chapter titles there, like the Gaara versus the second Mizukage and stuff like that. They're really fun kind of battles that we get here. This guy here, the third Mizukage, second or third, I'm not sure. He is obviously from the Hozuki clan, so he's actually related somehow to Suigetsu, which is interesting because he obviously, well, they don't seem massively they don't really seem to make the connection all that much. It's just interesting that is the case. And with him, you just get the idea that he's very much kind of having fun, kind of playing with everyone. He's giving them the advice about how to defeat him, but he's also like, you guys do have to defeat me. I'm not just going to kind of give in to you guys. Like, you do actually have to prove yourself to me. And he seems somewhat really interested in Gaara because of, obviously what Gaara just did with his father. And he really just challenges Gaara to kind of face him. And the battle's fun as Gaara uses a variety of different really powerful sand moves. The sand mausoleum, kind of sealing jutsu. But in the end, they do kind of manage to seal him away. And, Naruto comes in right at the end. And it's kind of a thing across a lot of these characters, these older Kage characters who are being sealed away, that they kind of die for the second time. Very positive about the world as it is at this point in time. Kind of happy that, okay, they were defeated, but knowing that this current generation, the way things are, is in a much better situation. Just knowing that right now it's an allied shinobi forces, all of the nations together, working with each other to face the enemy. No real issues between anyone anymore. And especially seeing stuff like how close like Gaara and Naruto are right in front of him. It's just a nice kind of way to end it, that these characters are in a way having fun with their kind of last moment of life in terms of being resurrected again. But yeah, that's the majority of the first 2 chapters. Then we basically get like a chapter just like focusing on the fact that Naruto is now having an effect on every single battlefield involved in everything that's happening here. We see him interact with like Shikamaru, Dawn, and he shows up where Sakura is, obviously where the whole White Zetsu kind of situation in a way started. He ends up saving Hinata temporarily there, and there's a nice, I like the focus that they give here, and that like they kind of skip by Sakura and are like, actually Hinata, we want to actually have Naruto and Hinata interact a bit. And so just her kind of being like, oh no, Naruto had to save me again, but him kind of going like, no, you saved me before, you are very strong now. And just them kind of both giving each other confidence now, showing that there's a bit of a relationship developing there, which is quite nice. He shows up with Kakashi's team, and basically we just get the idea that Naruto's entrance into the war is just leading to what seems to be a landslide victory for, the good guy side against the villains. And it seems like it's all going exceptionally well until Kabuto has one of the revived shinobi, Mu, resurrect one, I suppose, final shinobi onto the battlefield, and that is Madara Uchiha, which is such an amazing reveal that they did this, in that obviously there was the tease about this before. The reason Kabuto is even part of this war on Tobi's side is because he showed him a coffin that he could resurrect this person, and that's just the threat of him having this body, corpse, this person ready to resurrect, got him on his side, and this makes complete sense. That Tobi is going around saying that he's Madara, so if the real Madara was just there, it makes sense that this is all a lie, and it speaks to like the power of the name of Madara. If you can show yourself as having his power level, and no one can prove you wrong, you have the power level and threat of Madara. But here we see the actual Madara enter the battlefield, and I really like how they present him, in that he comes across as like, obviously Sasuke is always presented as being very strong, but he's like Sasuke on like the highest possible skill level of just, he uses basically Sasuke's kind of bag of tricks, but like to an insane degree. Like everything is exceptionally powerful. He's quicker than everyone. He has like the Susanoo, he has the Mangekyo Sharingan, using Genjutsu, Fireball Jutsu, which he calls Majestic Destroyer Flame, and it takes a whole like legion of basically grunt shinobi to block his one of his attacks, and he's just taking everyone out, even up against really powerful shinobi. He basically shrugs off some of Naruto's most powerful attacks himself, and it's basically Mu and Madara against like what turns out to be basically the 5 Kage in the end. And there's some really nice interactions here, as you basically get like Madara noting the fact that he knows Onoki from when he was alive, that he knows Onoki as the fence sitter from before, and is now noting that in his old age he's actually made a decision. He's not sitting on the fence anymore. He's made a choice, and that he's changed and has become a fine shinobi himself. And basically Onoki is temporarily taken out of the battle by basically Madara revealing to everyone that he doesn't just have the Mangekyo Sharingan, he has the power of the Rinnegan, revealing that basically here, I think this is the first time this has actually appeared in the series, that the Rinnegan is the next step evolution of the Sharingan. I don't know if we've quite had that revealed up to this point, but obviously no real details given about that, and that, like, does that mean Sasuke could get the Rinnegan at some point just by becoming more powerful? But obviously we later find out why that is the case, and that he has Rinnegan powers and can use a lot of the stuff that Pain has, but also that he has Hashirama's wood style as well. So he's exceptionally powerful here, far more powerful than he was when he was alive, and it's really, really impressive what's happening here. But yeah, he tries to summon the Nine Tails, and it's here when Madara is informed that no, not Naruto still has the Nine Tails within him. And interesting point from Kurama here, who we haven't learned obviously that his name's Kurama yet, but he notes to Naruto when he sees Madara on the battlefield, okay, I'm going to lend you my strength now. I hate Madara more than I kind of hate living inside you. I will do anything I can to help you stop him, basically. And it's just like, oh, there's a little bit of an opening there, that the Nine Tails actually hates someone much more than Naruto and can actually like put up with Naruto, basically. But what happens next is basically that they know the real Madara entering the battlefield is a huge threat. So Tsunade and the Raikage both make the decision they have to enter the battlefield here. Gaara and Onoki are basically stepping up to fight the Madara themselves. And then we also see in the background that the Mizukage as well, she is preparing to enter the battle as well. And so they have Mabui use her ethereal transmission jutsu on the two of them to transport them there. But just prior to that, revealing that obviously it's only meant for objects, and humans actually take damage when they use it. But the Raikage can handle it because he's so tough, just like his father. And then Tsunade can handle it because she can just activate her regeneration jutsu and immediately heal off any damage she would suffer. The Mizukage gets from where she is to the battlefield with Madara by basically a really, really nice reveal that three of our other Konoha kind of Jonin characters together can use the 4th Hokage's flying Raijin jutsu to actually transport someone somewhere. And it's revealed that the 4th Hokage taught them this jutsu because they were part of his squad when he was the Hokage. And it makes the 4th Hokage extremely notable that it's not just that everyone knows the flying Raijin jutsu. He knows it, and he's the only one who's basically been established to be able to use it on his own. And then it takes 3 quite powerful shinobi to actually use and kind of replicate the technique. So really, really cool here. We get Genma as one of these characters, and then some of the other Jonin characters who we don't know as well. But yeah, really cool moment as the 5 Kage basically stand in front of Naruto. They're going to be the ones to fight Madara in Naruto's place here. And they basically just, a big speech basically here as the kind of fight begins. Tsunade immediately heals herself, Onoki and Gaara, as the Mizukage and the Raikage kind of hold Madara off temporarily. And it's just the initial exchanges. Madara's not really fighting back as such. It's just an initial attack, initial defense, and we kind of move on. And it's just the idea that they convince Naruto to basically move on, remove his shadow clone from this area of the battlefield, and basically we'll handle the resurrected Madara here, the old Madara. You handle the new one we know nothing about. And it's just this idea that he accepts ultimately their passion, their drive here, and it's characters like Onoki here, who has obviously been inspired by the likes of Gaara and Naruto to not sit on the fence anymore, not make the bad decisions, but move the world into a kind of era of peace, and that involves defeating both of the Madaras at this point. And it's just this really nice moment of just the 5 Kage working together. We shall win. So really, really nice kind of moment there for the representing everything. And then immediately as they go in to engage, the actual real Naruto confronts Toby, of course, and then we get an awesome headbutt attack to start it off. And the result is basically that he's not revealing who he is. He's just saying okay, I may not be Madara. Just call me Toby, Madara, whatever. It doesn't really matter. You want to know who I really am? I'm nobody. It doesn't matter. So just that all he cares about is Project Tsukinome and so on. And this is obviously where we get the reveal about this is in fact what Kabuto showed Toby in the past. He was shown the body of Madara Uchiha, and that's why he let him join him. But yeah, just the idea that we're setting up this really important battle here of just Toby versus Naruto and Killer Bee, but also involved in this reanimated shinobi are the other Jinchuriki. So we get to see them fight here a little bit at the end. They obviously have the Rinnegan powers plus the Sharingan powers, and it's basically like a 6 paths of pain situation again, but each of the 6 paths also has, is a strong Jinchuriki shinobi. Admittedly, it's a little frustrating here in that these are a lot of really interesting characters who we just know very little about. I definitely would praise the anime for actually, at least with a couple of these characters, through filler arcs and stuff like that, actually characterizing who these Jinchuriki actually are. It's still not, I think, amazing considering the relative importance of them, but just that okay, these are for the most part the characters that the Akatsuki ended up killing to get the tail beast that they have already. Here's a chance to retroactively show you their powers and stuff like that. So if you watch the anime, you'll actually know a lot of these characters much better than you will just from reading it here. and stuff like that. So it's cool, but it's a quick fight as you just get a real quick, like, okay, this guy uses bubbles and so on. This guy uses kind of heat, lava style. And the idea is that each of them are kind of controlled by chakra receivers, that these are really, really powerful reanimations, but they need the chakra receivers to kind of work properly. And the part of the battle is going to be destroying those chakra receivers. And we just end with B basically going full Eight Tails mode to really stop this battle from escalating more than it already has. So, yeah, very, very, very good volume. If not just for the big Madara reveal and the 5 Kage kind of joining together, entering the battle. But again, there's other good stuff. Like, I really like the interplay between the Mizukage and Gaara, kind of when they like discuss stuff, and you know the reveal that Gaara can actually use the gold as well now, just like his father could, and just moments like that are quite nice. It was really fun to just see a lot of the characters interact, react to Naruto entering the battlefield, like Shikamaru praising him, especially the moment with Dawn, who was obviously Tsunade's love, who was killed. Him noting that, like, oh, so this is the person who I've been hearing that, like, Tsunade placed, like, all of her faith in. Like, I can see why she did it now, that there's hope in this generation. And, like, he's like, wow, there are people like me in this generation too. Me and Nawaki were like this. Naruto's also like that. I like the moments like that, these kind of connecting moments that, like, Naruto's a very kind of, what do you call it, like, generational series, and that, like, there's always this idea of, like, here's this generation's kind of this character, and, like, Naruto is this generation, Dawn, Nawaki, and so on. But, yeah, that's been volume 59 of the Manga the Review. And yeah, as I said, my aim is obviously to do these a little bit quicker and kind of get through it. There's not too many volumes left now, 13 to go, and obviously once we get to 60, there's only 72 volumes. We're right on the fast track towards the end of the series, so it's definitely getting quite intense where things are leading. And I'm excited to, I suppose, finish this series as well, just so I have it all out there. I've discussed every volume of Naruto, but yes, that's been the volume review for today. Thanks for watching this video, and bye!